The research has proven that touch is impaired. The child nervous system is tipped towards stress. There's a self-regulation problem, and that Qigong massage can help to turn this around. And let's first talk about the touch, because this is a sense that is not very often talked about. When we talk about the senses, we talk about the sight and the smell and taste and hearing, but touch is one of those senses that we take for granted and actually has a huge impact on our well-being. And we don't realize it until we have, a touch problem. So what we see is that children do not respond normally to touch and pain, and they avoid contact in some places. And parents eventually also avoid these places because you don't want to hurt your child. If a child reacts with pain, you don't want to hurt them. And they switch to using verbal and visual ways to regulate the behavior or to help the child self-regulate. And then we have the typical, plannings and pictograms that parents start using, and they are very popular in autism treatment. And to be honest, I'm really very much against those pictograms and planning stuff, because it doesn't help your child. Actually, it's just enabling. So it also doesn't work, these ways do not work effectively to calm down and to help a child ground again and find themselves again. It doesn't help a child focus. It's just adding pressure, and it's too directive in my feeling. So what we see is that nearly 100% of children have problems at the head, the fingers, and the more serious impaired children also have problems in the face, maybe the body and the toes. So it would be really interesting to know where your child has problems on the body. Can you tell me? So if I look to myself, I have a lot of issues around my ears. I have a lot of problems, sensory problems in my mouth, around my mouth, my neck, and my feet. Not so much in my fingers, but in my feet. So for you or for your child, where do you think the sensory problems are?
For my son, it's the head part.
Yeah. Cutting, hair cutting?
No, washing, hair wash.
Yeah.
And also he has some with the clothes, like he might, if he's too stressed, like he won't put different clothes. Like he has his own type of shorts he wants to wear, or the on the top.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's the body part too. Yeah, so body and the head part. But what he loves at night, every night, he calms down. We have to, bite very gently
the hands.
on his back.
On the back, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Someone else? All right. Let's continue. So what we see is that the nervous system is tipped to stress. And what does this mean? So this means actually that the sensory load determines the degree of control. So well-functioning persons, they have, a lower sensory load. They don't have this sensory overwhelm. And that is, the left column. And there you see, the green is really big. They are in a comfort zone most of the time during the day and the night. When we look at the right column, we see, sensory overload. And sensory overload is actually the same as dysfunction, because when I talk to a lot of young people that I help and I ask them, where are you on one of these pillars? So green means I am in my comfort zone, I'm feeling good, I'm okay. Orange means I'm just getting uncomfortable and I'm not feeling so well, and I'm starting to shuffle on my, on my chair, or I'm starting to look for a way out. And red means complete overwhelm. I don't know what to do. I need to get out of here. And 90% of the young people that I help, I ask them, where are you on these? And all of them, almost all of them tell me I am on the switch between orange and red, which is really, disturbing. And I can agree with that, because I have been, for most part of my life, on the verge between that orange and red, always going from being uncomfortable to being too much and overwhelmed, and then going back to uncomfortable, and very, very rarely being in the green zone. So what we see is that sensory children are easily stressed. They're very easily stressed. It goes like, and it's there. And they stay stressed for longer. It's like this, the switch is just stuck in a stress mode. And it's really hard to get into this real relaxation mode. And they don't spend so much time in this relaxation mode than other children. So they don't regenerate and they don't recuperate. And if they don't learn to come out of this stress and relax, they cannot learn well, because learning really needs to have a relaxed and an open brain. Learning is only possible in relaxed mode.